Yo, 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 what's up? This your boy King James.
What's up? What it do? It's LB.
And welcome back to another episode of School of Thought Podcast. Today we're going to talk about the little homie that broke out of jail. You know, I call him little jail Spider-Man.
Man,
Like,
funny guy, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, so what's your take on it?
Man, I don't know, man. I just have to turn on the news. I'm like, man, this guy. But the funny thing to me is, for him to be in the facility that long in that area, and they didn't catch him within the time, you know, like, I don't understand that. And then he was in a maximum facility. That's the thing that got me going. I'm like, and then they just put the fresh barbed wire up. Like, that's what's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. When I seen it, I was like, the way he climbed up on the wall, I'm like, yo, my boy been training.
He definitely
Like,
been.
Oh yeah, he was definitely in the cell talking about hustler. Yeah, he was definitely in there tripping. Like, yo, but man, the way he escaped was so smooth though.
Yeah, and then I'm wondering what type of jail it is, because they say it was a cat that had just did it not too long ago. So for him to double back and do it, and then it's still a manhunt for him. That's the crazy thing about it. But I'm like, I don't know, man. If he out, he out. So
Right. Yeah, that is crazy how they labeled him armed and dangerous. Which I mean I understand, because you was in there for murder, you escaped.
right.
You know, on a murder charge, but they claiming you to be armed and dangerous, not even knowing if you even got any weapons.
Right.
You know, but I get it, I understand, but hey, that's crazy though.
Because my biggest thing, if I escape, I'm trying to get far away from the jail.
Right.
Which, you know, after a few hours, that's my main thing, is to get up and get out the country.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to stick around and be nowhere in the area. Because once you had this tight grip, this knit on me, now I'm trying to get away from family, away from friends. My getaway is my getaway.
Yeah, you can't have nobody knowing anything about your suffering. He probably had somebody came and picked him up.
Right.
You know, probably not even close to the jail, probably somewhere down, you know, a few miles away from the jail. But yeah, he definitely well planned, man. I mean, he was able to get out, you know, even though they got him on camera and everybody know what they look like, but he was still able to get out, and it seemed like he got out pretty easily.
Right. And then the wild thing is, how do they keep getting this footage like day after day, hour after hour on the man, and you still can't seem to capture
Right.
this cat? It's like,
So I think they said they had what? I think they reported on the news they had 12 sightings of him
right.
or something. So
Right.
it's like, dude, like, I mean, how much ground is he gaining between each sighting? Like,
Right.
it's crazy. Like, I don't know, man. But it's crazy he was just able to maneuver like that. You know, especially with something like that, you know he has some help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he ain't just get out there, escape, and just running. Like, somebody took him somewhere. It's been, what, 3 days now, I think?
Yeah, quite a few days.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Ain't no DNA evidence. I mean, I know he didn't cut himself, or some blood, something.
Yeah.
Got to be something left on the man.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. See, your boy got out, what, yesterday?
Oh, BG. Yeah, BG is home.
But you know what? Here's my thing. Here's something that disturbed me. You know, I'm glad to see him get out. He did his time. You know, like a man, he ain't complain about it, even though, you know, it was a situation of how he ended up in there.
Right.
You know, but he ain't complained. You know, he went down, did his time.
Right.
But here's my thing. This guy was on your label, and your label worth more than $500 million.
Right.
This dude been in jail, what, 12 years, 10, 12 years?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You come meet him when he get out, and you give him a cash money charm in a chain. Like, come on, bruh. Like, you got to do better than that. Why you ain't give this man something that he could really capitalize of? Like, why you ain't give him some property or something?
They say he wired him $1 million. But then yet and still, I understand the fact of this, because you gonna bless him off the strength, because you gonna recoup that by him being an artist.
Right.
But then on another note, your blood brother been down for almost 30 years. You know what I mean? Gangster. But why you ain't do them same perks to him? You know what I mean? So that was my conflict of interest when it comes to, how you do BG. 'Cause sure enough, BG gonna make well over $1 million plus when you get back on the music scene, because you got Drake under your head, you got Lil Uzi, you got
Shoot, he ain't really gotta do music, dude. He can make money just off of doing interviews.
Right. He gonna make
he gonna be back up.
So I'm like, I'm gonna bless my brother before I do an artist any day.
But you know what? I don't think they was that tight though.
But it's still off the strength. I'm a just off the strength of, mama and daddy.
Right.
Just so it wouldn't
Well, they only have brothers though.
But yeah.
I think.
Yeah, right. They is half brothers. But just so it wouldn't be on my conscience for you won't be out here doing nothing dumb, or you saying stuff to ban my name in interviews and stuff. I'm at least. But he did say he looked out for him, and when he was in prison, but just so you could, have a little cushion. Yeah. It's gonna be.
But shit, he came out of prison making money though.
Right.
He came out doing interviews. Then he started his own podcast.
Cause he talked about Slim saying, yeah, Big Bro did, do this and do that, but then when he heard my name was bad, he just cut me off. Like saying, you basically said, you shouldn't have did things the way you did it, so I don't want that attached to my name. I'm like, dang, that's still your brother in a way.
Yeah.
But then on another note, I'm like, I guess that's the way the game goes sometimes.
Yeah. But
yeah, welcome home to the man BG, because I was a big Cash Money fan growing up, and he was one of the ones.
I'm wondering if he's still gonna even want to do music though, because there's so many different avenues where he could get money, and he gonna get money from interviews. People gonna want to interview him,
right,
and stuff like that. So even though he been locked up that long, it's like he coming out, and it's like he don't physically have the money right now in his hand, but if he moved how he should move, he already a multi-millionaire.
Right, and that catalog from you take it 20 years ago is still there. Because that fan base, we older now, but that's still gonna carry you. And then a reunion is still in the works, because everybody's still fans of Turk, Juvie, and Wayne, and the BGs and the Manny Fresh. So that music will never die. You know what I mean?
I don't think Manny Fresh be having no dealings with them.
Well, probably because he looked like somebody auntie. So,
oh wow!
I don't know.
So he look like that's the rock.
Damn! Probably because he look like Medea. So That's probably why. Just tell him get on the ones and twos. He'll be all right.
Yeah. So man, what you I watched the interview with Bootsy brother, and I'm like, man, I don't know. It sound kind of crazy. It sound like it really ain't no real beef there though. But he did say something that I didn't know about. I didn't know it was a money fraud situation that happened from up out of here.
Yeah, the Columbus.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was
And he said the girl name.
Yeah, he did name drop too.
Damn, what's her name? Cause I meant to look her up. But yeah, that's man, that's crazy. Man.
You know what? I paid attention. I checked the interview out earlier. For one, I didn't even know Boosie had a brother, and these cats are just alike. And then I didn't even know that Boosie didn't even pay his artists, sign-on bonus. So that explains the situation why him and Blue going through what they went through, going through.
Right.
That explains why him and Mo 3, went through what they went through. So, basically he wanted, somebody to come through as a distributor and pay the sign-on money for the artist, and then Boosie just come through and just, cut the music. Basically, he just wanted a middleman. And he just get his, his cut basically. But he just wanted his off, basically off his label.
Right.
So is I guess he wanted to be the CEO, but really didn't know the business aspect of it. So I guess he was premature in the game, in a way.
But he know the game. I think, man, what it be. I think sometimes when you move on an independent level and you sign an artist, and then they say, "Hey, I need, a bonus, some upfront money."
Right.
I think what happened, a lot of people feel like if that money got to come directly out of my account and this don't go nowhere, then I done lost all this money.
Right. I don't want to take that hit.
Right. Like Yo Gotti did with Glorilla. He gave her $750,000 cash money.
Mm-hmm.
But she had a vibe and a following already, and her music was doing the views on it. She was doing, a couple million views. So he knew he had something. She turned out to be a good artist. She make good music, and she can actually flow.
Mm-hmm.
So giving her an advancement really didn't hurt him because he knew on the back end, man, I know she gonna take off.
Right.
And I think some people, some rappers start a record label and they looking for people, but just because you sound hot to me don't mean you sound hot to everybody else.
Right.
But that was one of the things he said. He did say he felt like his brother never really felt Blue really on a level like that. So he was basically like I was the one keeping him afloat and keeping him relevant. My brother didn't really want to mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned out to be a bad situation, from the get go, and and the stuff that's going on now, could have been resolved before it even got here. Because like you said, if I would have just been honest and told him like, man, my brother ain't really moving with you like that, then I would have gave him the opportunity to go somewhere else.
Right.
You know, so and I think that's one of the things, man, you know, where A&R have to be truthful with their artists. You can't hold, and I think that's why you see a lot of artists that's moving independently, doing their own thing, putting their own music out. You know, they might have their YouTube channel, their Instagram or whatever, and they dropping their own music. And then I think that's why when you see them sign with somebody, then everybody looking like, yo, what happened to such and such and such and such? Because these niggas is on the shelf because these people that they signing with, they don't know how to move them to be good artists, and then they don't want to come out their pocket to give them money to do stuff like a real record label can do.
Right.
You know, so I don't know, man. It's just a messed up situation. Now you got lawsuits and all this stuff over something that could have been avoided if the truth was just told from the get-go.
But sometimes it's hard trying to be the CEO and the artist.
Yeah.
But then look at, like how you say, look at Gotti, and then look at Boosie. Boosie's still out here being an artist.
Right.
Gotti falling back.
Right.
Because you got Moneybagg Yo, you got Gorilla, you got what's the other guy? Black Youngster. You know, these guys that you could just sit out on tour and you could sit back and collect a check. You know what I mean? Because they go artists, you know, platinum artists. So, you know what I mean? Boosie ain't got that. So it's a, you know, different caliber of, you know, pussy. It could have been with Blue. You know what I mean? Because he got platinum hits.
Yeah. Yeah, I still ain't really heard none of his music. I'm gonna have to look into it though, because old boy was talking real high of the record that they made. So I think I'm gonna check him out, see what he about, see what he sound like, and everything. Dude, did you see the situation with Charleston White and TK Kirkland?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but you know what? In the end, man, you know what? I gotta be honest. I feel Charleston though, because if what he said is true, which I seen an interview where TK Kirkland kind of admit that he wasn't paying him a lot of money. So it's like, dude, in today's time, with how people moving and getting money, how could you think you could pay somebody an amount from yesteryears?
Right.
Like, dude, you can't pay nobody. You can't pay nobody today to do a show nowhere and think you're gonna get them $50 or $250. Dude, that ain't working.
Right.
That ain't flying.
Right.
Like, nobody even know who I am. But if somebody booked me to come and do a show where people is paying money for a ticket, even though I'm not known, you not gonna sit here and say, yeah, we just want to see if you could do comedy because you kind of funny, and we're gonna put you in, we're gonna pay you even I'm gonna say, dude, $250, bro, you tripping? Like, come on, bro, at least a couple thousand, at least 2,500,
right.
250. Come on, man. TK know better than that.
But you know what? I know TK a little bit because he come do a show here like every year. You know, I know him. I talked to him a few times, and you know, from what I know, you know, he got family here. He come here, and he moved militant when he come in too. So that's how I know him. Like, you know, I heard some stories of TK, and I know how TK could get at times on the bully technique. You know, so on this level, on how I heard how the situation went, Charleston saying like, if you got the money, and you know, I never did a show of this magnitude, and you supposed to be my friend, why can't you pay me out of pocket if you getting the back end from the door on this percentage? I understand that, but he's saying if you to open that act, then you not supposed to, you know, get that much money from the show.
Right.
And Charleston like, well, if this a Rock Nation show, and I'm doing this many shows, then
Live Nation.
yeah, Live Nation, yeah, like why is it this much money? Why ain't it this much money? You know, when it's a national show. So then on another note, I'm like, I think he was getting bullied out of some money and not getting paid.
Yeah. Well, he said the whole thing was crazy, you know, from how he explained it. Because he even said he wasn't even supposed to be an opening act. He was supposed to be the MC of the show.
Right.
You know, so even that right there is a different type of arrangement. You know, but I fought him too because you should have looked at your contract that you signed, and you should have seen and had your lawyers look it over, and they could have told you like, yo, dude, you know they ain't even got nothing in here about what type of payment you gonna receive per
off the
show.
rip. Right, off the rip.
You know, so but I think the one thing that it showed is it don't matter what level a person on. When you doing business, you always got to handle business the way business supposed to be handled.
Mm-hmm.
You don't turn an eye because it's somebody that got a status in this genre,
Right.
or got a status over here. You don't turn an eye. If you sat down with me and you say you want to bring me on tour with you, and you produce a contract in front of me, it got to have some numbers in there of what I'm making.
Agreed. And that's what I was gonna pinpoint, because you figure that it's an opportunity, but if you, and then because when Charleston did his interview and he's saying, well, I missed out on this much money that I was making on my own shows or my own, you know, whatever I was doing, you know, with my own whatever, then the hell with your show.
Right.
I should have just kept on doing whatever I was doing.
Right.
No matter what big of a name you are, I'm a big name myself in my own little chitlin circuit. Simple.
Yeah. So it's but like, you know, like he said, it was a learning process. He using it to learn, and you know, but best of luck to both of them fellas, man.
For sure, because they both good at what they do in their own ways.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shit, what else going on? Oh, what's up with your boy, man?
Oh, come on.
The politician dude that keep freezing up.
Oh, I was just talking about him.
I'm like, yo. They ask you these questions and he just like, I'm like, yo, is he having a seizure or something? Like, but
what about?
he like 81 or something like that. But yeah, bro, it's time for you to go. Get on out of there, man. Go sit down somewhere. Sit on the porch in your rocking chair. Get up every morning. Go out. See the birds flying. Smell some fresh air. Sip you some lemonade.
Yeah,
but bruh, get his political stuff up, man.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, because it's like outside of the questions, he have normal conversations, and then it's like anytime he's on the spot, and they ask him a question, he just freezes. And
Right.
I'm like, why? Like, this is the funniest moments. Like,
Right. Then I got to wonder, like, dude, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, damn, is this a gimmick? Like, cause he don't want to answer the question,
You
or
know.
he got caught up in the question, and he like, you know what? Versus me answering it
I'm just gonna play
and
the
saying
dumb
something
look.
crazy, I'ma just act like I ain't even hear it. Like, it'd be funny though. I'm like, dude, definitely get this dude up out of there. That position he got, he need to retire. They need to force him into retirement, cause he tripping. Yeah, you can't have that. But like they said, man, America, with the politicians that we got and the stuff that they doing and how they moving, man, America is like a laughing stock right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No country fear us. I don't believe no country feel like we the most dominant country on earth. Like, dude, we got to do better. And we got to get these cats up out of there that's just holding up a spot because they getting all this money from these lobbyists. You know, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I was informed on how a lot of these cats doing these challenges about, you know, who this liquor challenge. I don't know if you've seen it, where they taking all the money and seeing who could pour out the most liquor.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Pour out the most liquor?
Yeah.
So they buying liquor just to pour it out?
Just to pour it out.
Oh, they tripping.
Yeah, just to pour it out. I was informed of it the other day. I said I had to see this for myself.
So they should just call it the waste money challenge.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy. You buying liquor just to pour it out on the ground for what? That's
Pretty much.
goofy.
Pretty much. I said I don't know what's going on. And me personally, I said this probably a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, that we living in a real recession. A lot of this EBT, these food stamps, this dollars ain't really about to be worth none here in a minute. So,
Right.
this the reality of life right now we living in. But people think it's a game, but it's about to be reality here.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
crazy.
it's a wake up call, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
But on a good note, it's football season back in session.
Right. The Patriots.
Go Patriots!
Yeah. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, y'all know them Patriots.
The GOAT's still around.
He might mess around and come back.
He may.
He get that little itch. That little itch. He might mess around and come up out of retirement. But yeah, man. I don't know, man. Things just, I don't know, man. But hey, at the end of the day, man, life is good.
It's good.
So, on that note, thank y'all for joining us. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Support your boys. School of Thought Podcast.
Y'all know what it do.
As always, I'm your boy King James.
Hey, I'm LB.
And in the words of Russell Simmons, God bless you. Good night.
Good night.